So in this video, we're going to try and finish up the remainder of pieces that are going to be going on our door, starting with the chrome strip slash outer felt here. A little bit complicated to put that on as there's quite a bit of pieces involved to install that. Once we get that done, we're going to go inside here. We're going to seal up our doors the way the factory had done it, and then we're going to install our interior door panels and handles, and then take one final look at the inside here, make sure we got all our details put into place, and that should pretty much conclude the interior of this car. Take a quick look at our passenger side and see how everything finishes out here before we get laying out our other side. So we have the inner door felt, which will get trimmed to the framework in the rear there. Also, we have an intersection up front here between the little rubber buffer seal up front and the door felt. We'll have to lay out a marker on that and see exactly where to place our rubber felt. Let's go take a look at our other piece and see what we need to do. So probably the first thing we want to do is just do a mock-up and a layout just to see how our intersections are going to take place. So we can pull this away here. You can see down in there, there's a little bit of a notch there where the chrome steps away there, but we want to extend past with our felt right there. Installing this rubber, we're going to use a car washing soap. This one's real tough to put in. I'm going to use some plastic tools and whatever we can to get it in there. We don't want to get any glycerin or any kind of rubber grease near the felt, so that's why we're using the soap here. We'll scrub it up real good when we're done, dry it off, and then we'll glue in our front piece. Close-up of our starting point and profile. So this seal seems to be exceptionally tight. Probably extra thick chrome here. Just using the tip of this putty knife to squeeze that barb in there. And then kind of massaging it. Alright, so after playing with that for about an hour, we finally got it pressed in there. Real tough seal to get in. And that'll be the finished look. Let me go wash it up and we'll move on to the next one. Alright, so looking at our rubber trim here, so the bottom profile actually is squared off. It's kind of hard to focus there. And that squared off piece is actually going to tuck right into the bottom of our trim, just like that. So we just put some light grease inside our groove here. And also on our doors. Well, that's our finished look there. That is one complicated piece of trim. Well, how's that for German engineering? Look at that. That's just amazing. Okay, and then next we're going to move on to the moisture barrier. So once we're sure everything inside both doors are working properly, we don't have any more issues to work out, windows roll up and down nicely, door latches are working properly, then we can go ahead and seal them up. So these are the original materials I pulled off of the car, just basically a plastic membrane over the door, and underneath that plastic membrane was some vinyl cutouts there to cover up the large holes. I'm going to use these bits and pieces here as templates. Let me get those cut up, and we'll take them outside and get them installed. And then before we close it up, we just want to make one last check just to make sure everything's working the way it should. We've got all our hardware cinched down. And in this case, I just have one last piece to put into place here. This is going to be a rubber stop type buffer that's going to go right on the bottom of where this regulator bottoms out. And I think some of the later cars had an actual rubber stop located in there, but this one didn't. So I'm just going to put something in there. Let me put that in place. We'll take a look at it. So just using a piece of dyno liner, peel and stick, you can see what's going to happen now. It comes down right on top there. So it gives it something soft to bottom out in. You won't get any rattling. And a nice soft positive stop. And I'm just using 2 coats of contact, like a high temperature grade right here. And no contact rod passes through right here. Okay, well that one went pretty smooth. So next we got to put our door plugs in / witch hats. These guys right here. We're just going to push them in. Just like that. And then next we're going to tape off our glue line. So I'm cutting right on top of our screw hole that goes into the panel there, and right on top of our witch hats. So while our contact was drying, I'm just double checking the page out of the manual, and they're showing a cover right here on this small hole. Let me go ahead and put a patch on that. Okay, now our doors are all sealed up. We're ready to install our finished door panels. So these are the replacement new door panels. These were made up by our friends at Autos International. Just a real beautiful job replicating the originals in every detail. We'll lay those side by side here in a second. I'll show you how close they are. But a real beautiful job. We do have to punch some holes in there to install them. So let's get those laid out first and we'll get them installed. And then just having a quick look here at them laying side by side to show you how all the details were worked out. You can see the holes we need to punch in there. And then a look at the back side. Okay, a little shortcut here and something for safety. So we're just putting our screws in the screw holes first and then taping the back side of the doors. So when we press our panel in place, what's going to happen, the head of the screw is going to dimple that tape. We'll know exactly where to put our holes into our door panel. Okay, so you can see right there, that's what we're after all the way around. And then also punching any other holes we want to punch at this time. This rear tab here, this is going to have to be trimmed to wrap around this and finish off with our finisher. Something like that. Alright, so let's very carefully pull that back off of there and punch some holes. And you can see our marks coming through. A little Sharpie helps that. And punch them through. Okay, so I'm working from the back side to the front and just coming through. And then next, let's put our handle on. So we'll have to facet cut this hole, open it up a little bit for our escutcheon. And then next, our garnish rail and felt. So I've already got our felt pre-sized and pressed into place. So you have to do a mock-up just to mark the distance between the glass rails. And it's just got 2 tabs there. We'll have a finisher for our door latch. And over here we'll have 1 speed nut. Short screw in this location here. Okay, and then next we're going to install our handle. So we're going to have to open up our screw holes a little bit just to get everything in there. And this is going to be the location of those screw holes. So I'm going to wrestle with that with a hand Allen wrench. It's probably going to take me quite a bit. Let me get that into place and we'll take a look at it. Okay, so doing video upside down here, so I had to make a special Allen wrench just to get in this tight little space. You just take an Allen wrench and trim that down, and that'll get in there. A little bit of fooling around to get it into place. And then we have this lever release arm that just slides through the front there and snaps on that ball. Let me snap that into place, and we'll have a look. Okay, there it is. And then the last piece that goes into place is this bottom cover, just 2 screws. And this door is a done deal. And then fast forwarding through to our passenger side, so the only difference between the 2 doors is going to be this upper grab rail here. And that's just going to have 2 bolts in there with a rectangular washer. Other than that, everything else is going to finish out exactly the same and detail the same. So let me go ahead and finish trimming this one out. We'll take a close-up look at everything, and then we'll talk about door gaps. Okay guys, so I think this is kind of important that I put this clip in here just to show you what you can be going through when you're working on things like this. So putting on the stop rail here really shouldn't be too much of a big deal here, but literally I've been struggling with this thing for the last 3 hours, and what's happening is the felt is getting really tight here to the window. So I'm tweaking all the lip edges in there, try and tweak it in or out or whatever I can do on the door and on the garnish rail, and not much gratification there. So I've been wrestling with this for about 3 hours, not getting anywhere and not able to figure it out yet. And then I'm pulling and tugging and struggling, just grabbing, and my fingernail slip and drag right across the face of it. So now I'm going to take it off of there. We're going to strip it down and recover it and retry again, and hopefully have better luck next time. But these are the kind of things you can run into when you're restoring a car. Really frustrating. It's some of the reasons I don't upload frequently, just battling things out until I got something that works. But in this case, this whole door has just been a bloody nightmare. Okay, so that being said, I think what we better do here, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up now, just so you have something to see as far as progress. This problem here is going to take me at least 2 weeks to work out, so it's going to be a while before we get another video going. Really sorry about not able to go through door gaps today, but this is the kind of thing that happens, and we'll catch it on the next one. So, you know, got to fit this in between work. My dad has been in the hospital recently, recovering from a broken hip and doing well, so we want to make sure that he gets plenty of attention. So let me work on this, guys, and we'll get going on the next video. I'll see you next time.